You did MBA. How come shipping excited you, or what happened that you joined shipping? Second-hand ship cost is going higher and higher and higher. So is it like a natural trend that it is going higher, higher, higher? It will keep going higher, or
Each part of the ship is reusable. There is nothing goes waste.
how does geopolitical tension change the freight rates or the ships buying and selling rates? Let's say Ukraine, Russia.
Buying and selling of ship is the easiest actually.
Are there any financial institutions or the banks which give loan to buy ship?
Yes.
How the market decide the price of a second-hand ship?
Basically, it is purely dependent on the demand and supply of the ships.
Is it possible that during the hull inspection the buyer realizes, oh, the condition of the ship is not really good, I don't want to buy?
No,
it
that is
possible?
not something that is under control of the buyer.
How do the tankers make money? Imagine a tanker loading in Saudi, going to China for discharge the cargo, and now it's in ballast. Is she coming back to Saudi to load again, empty? What do you think? In 2016, we've seen a lot of ships were laid up near Malaysia. What was the reason, and can this happen again? Yeah, very important thing. I have short quiz for you. Hello guys, welcome to the Port to Port Talk Show, your gateway to the world of shipping, sailing and global trade. I'm Captain Rajat, seasoned marine pilot, and each week I sit down with the top industry experts, the navigators and the trade pioneers, talk about the global trade, how it is changing, how the new trends and new challenges keep the world moving. Whether you are a maritime professional or just curious to know the forces behind the global trade, this is your podcast. And for sailors community, this is your way and a chance to learn what is happening in global trade and the shipping beyond sailing. So guys, today we have a very interesting person who did his Bachelor of Engineering from MNR Allahabad. After that, he did his MBA from NIT Tirchi. He was one of the prominent brokers with Musk to help them with the ship purchase and sailing. I welcome Mr. Ravi Shankar. He is also the Vice President of Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. Welcome, Mr. Ravi.
Thanks a lot, Captain Rajat. It's really nice to be with you today. And hi to all the viewers who are watching this show. It's always amazing to connect with mariners because since long I have been looking at them. They have been the way they have been working and moving the world economy. It is amazing. Salute to all the people who have sailed.
So, sir, you had a technical background. You did MBA. How come shipping excited you, or what happened that you joined shipping?
Yeah, that's very interesting. When I was a young boy, I always wanted to be an engineer. And
you did engineering, so you are an engineer.
No, when I young, before came into engineering, because there should be a reason why you should go into engineering. So as a young boy, when I was in 8th, 9th, 10th, I had a passion that I should go for an engineering. And I always had a vision of looking at the bigger factories, the way the big things are produced, the bigger items, power plants. So I had always that bigger vision that I should be joining one of those factories and will help the country grow by making this kind of equipments or generating electricity or whatever. And then I got admission into a good institute in Motilal in Allahabad, and I got the mechanical, and that was something that I wanted to do.
That time it used to be one of the pioneer institutes, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Which year was it? 2000?
In 1991.
1991. Wow.
Yes.
I did engineering. I mean, I appeared in engineering 2000. So you are almost 10 years.
Yeah. So that was the time when even the STD was not very popular. People used to go to PCO. So that was the time.
STD, PCO, yeah.
PCO also came a little later. It was the trunk time. You used to call up the BSNL and they used to book the trunk. That was in 1991.
I never experienced that.
So that was the time. So it was amazing, and mechanical was something that I was passionate about. After doing my mechanical engineering, I joined polyester making, polyester film making factory in Nainital. It was an amazing place, and it was a very big industry. And all the polyester films that we used to produce, it was, I think, 95% was exported.
So polyester film was used where?
Polyester films are used for the packaging. Like packaging. That chips packet.
Oh, okay.
So they're all made from polyester films.
Okay, so if you would not have shifted there, you would be making the Uncle Chips packets by now.
And the more refined form goes into that camera rolls and all. That is much
Oh,
thinner
that's
and all. So
interesting.
that is.
But now that there's no
Yeah,
rolls.
there is no rolls and all.
All right. How about your MBA journey?
Yeah, so it just happened that I wanted to do my MBA from engineering days itself, but it just happened that I was sitting in night shift and it was fully automated setup where the polyester liquid polyester was coming from one side and the finished polyester was going from the other side, and I was sitting in the night and what I'm doing. I need to do something. I need to do something bigger with bigger industries, which is making more impactful. Or at least I can see a lot of things happening. So I applied and got into this NIT Trichy, and where I did my production and operations and finance over a period of 2 years.
NIT Trichy used to be one of the best institutes to work after IITs, right?
Yes, yes, it is still is, and things are growing good, and college still has been doing quite well in terms of the engineering. And
So, was engineering? Did you experience ragging in engineering, or you experienced ragging in MBA? What was it?
no, it was more in the engineering when we joined as a fresher. But that is something that really, I'm not suggesting that ragging was good, but it helped a lot to build a very kind of a rugged character, because till class 12 and all, we are so much cared by the parents. We are not exposed to the outside world. But when you are coming from the family life to the college life and you are totally with the new friends, new environment, then yes, it is a little stressful, and sometimes it is gets too dirty. But yeah, we had some kind of a moderate ragging in the initial
What
days.
do you mean by moderate ragging? Give some explanation about moderate.
It is more to just make it more stressful, because the
No.
idea was
These are not the words. I mean, what is ragging? Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
the nation wants to know.
So telling things to do that normally people don't do.
Like
so,
what? Come on, yaar.
Okay. People coming from the selling, they know that, so I don't have to tell in aspects then. But it was fun. We enjoyed, and still when our college mates we sit down, we talk about it and laugh a lot. It was good fun, and yeah, all the seniors, 3 years, 4 years were senior to us, and we were all interacting with them, and lot of them are still in touch, and we still release the memories of the college, and not to forget the professors who were part of our journey for 4 years, who are still in touch with them. And we, whenever you go to college, it is always relishing these good memories. So it was amazing there.
So MBA, you did MBA for 2 years at Tirchi, and then how come shipping happened to you?
Yeah, so MBA was something that I wanted to do. When I was doing, I wanted to go more on the something on the material management side. That was my focus. Doing the purchasing for the industry, or I was not more on the marketing side. I'll always focus that I should go to the materials management, where I will be kind of doing a kind of a purchasing head or something. That was my motivation to get into the MBA. But at that point of time, I got an opportunity from a company in New Delhi who took me for the export of the marine equipments. And it just happened that these marine equipments, they used to be procured from Alang and all. And it was a good journey to start with, where we used to buy marine equipments or spares from Alang, and we used to export to the...
So guys, he's talking about the Alang shipyard, which is actually the biggest scrapyard on earth, and there are hundreds and how many ships per day? I think hundreds and hundreds of ships.
On an average, in a good year, it is around 300 or so.
300 ships they break
Per year.
every year, and this is one of the biggest scrapyard for the ships. When the ships are useless, they are there and they scrap it, they cut it, and they sell the marine equipments and the parts. So
Yeah.
that's
So
what-
actually, scrapyard is not a very right word to use. It is called demolition yard, because scrapping is something where you are putting the value to zero. But here in this case, after demolition, each part of the ship is reusable. There is nothing goes waste. So The more appropriate word is called demolition yards. In Alang, it is one of the topmost demolition yard in the world.
I think it's in the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is in the world. And
Okay,
vessels
so
of
you
the-
used to get the
Yes. So when the vessels get demolished, so there are two things that come out of it. One is the steel, other are the equipments. It could be the machinery equipments or radio equipments, and of course the furnitures and all that comes out. That is again sold to these hotels and people in the hospitality industry. So all these items, they are reusable. So either you can take the full engine and export it. I remember exporting the complete steam engine from Alang all the way to US. It was from US. The vessel was originally built in US and it was running under a steam turbine. So I remember the whole ship, when it was demolished, the whole engine was exported all the way to US.
the entire engine.
Entire engine.
And
of
how
the
did they
steam ship.
transport in the container? No, that time there were no containers.
There were no. Yeah, I mean 91, 92. No, sorry, it was in 98. So containers were there, but
Maybe in the general cargo
yeah.
ship. Yeah.
So it was exported. So it was amazing. So that was one of the things that, okay, by the time we joined the shipping industry, all these main engines of the ships, they had already graduated from steam to diesel.
Okay. So we are still at your Delhi work. You were working in Delhi with this firm, working on the marine equipment, sale and purchase, and then after that?
After that, I was in touch with a lot of technical people in the technical management company who wanted to purchase spares. And then I was knowing the shipbreakers, then it was a natural progression for me to get into the demolition broking.
Oh, so you were into demolition broking before.
And from demolition broking, I graduated into ship sale and purchase. So it was like a backward integration. And then further backward integration was getting into the new building broking.
Okay. How come you landed with Maersk Line?
No, it was not a Maersk Line. It was Maersk Broker, which was directly owned by the AP Morar family.
Okay.
Maersk Broker Dubai, now it is called MB Shipbrokers. They have recently changed the name. They were looking for some face who can look into the Middle East and Indian market. And I was headhunted by a London-based consultancy company. And it was just that one day I just flew from Delhi to Dubai, met the boss who was heading the Maersk Broker Dubai at that point of time. We had the interaction for 1.5 hours, and yes, I got selected. And 2 months down the line, I was in Dubai. That was in January 2012, and so last 13 years I have
been
in Dubai.
here. Okay.
Yes.
So tell me about your experiences of ship sale and purchase, and anything that our audience can learn from your experience.
So ship sale and purchase, basically, once you are looking at buying and selling of ships from any perspective, basically you are looking at the macro level of the economy. Okay, that what is going to happen next year, what do you expect to happen in next 5 years, because ship normally have a life of 25 years, and if you are buying a ship, then it is normally expected that at least you'll be keeping it for 5 to 10 years, and there are companies who give it for full life of the ship. So it is a very heavy investment as a company that you are doing. Even the smallest ship nowadays are coming anything closer to 10 million, and it is going to 110, 120, 150, and then there are more sophisticated vessels which are much higher, 200 plus 300 plus million.
I was checking. I was watching one of the interviews where you were training some people. That second-hand ship cost is going higher and higher and higher. So is it like a natural trend that it is going higher, higher, higher? It will keep going higher, or there's going to be...
No, basically it all depends upon the shipping cycle. Recent last 2-3 years, from the COVID till
from
this
the
time.
COVID, yeah, it's just going up.
It just happens that, normally there are 3 main segments in the shipping if you look at it. One is the tanker, then bulker, containers, and there is 4th one called offshore segment. So last 3 years, if we see, this is one of the rare combinations that all the 4 segments are doing quite well.
Quite well, true.
It is normally happens that a tanker is doing good, but bulker is down, or bulker is doing good, tanker is down, or tanker and bulker are doing good, container is down. So something like that. But this is one of the rarest situations where all the segments are doing quite good.
Quite good.
So naturally, the demand of the tonnages are high, and that is the reason the prices are going up. And people still expect that 24, maybe till early part of 25, the demand will be high for these tonnages. And after that, we expect that maybe things will start softening in terms of the charter rate, in terms of the prices. That's what our expectations are, and that's what the pundits are saying.
Okay, so how does geopolitical tension change the freight rates or the ships buying and selling rates? Let's say Ukraine, Russia issue is going on.
Yeah, so basically everything is defined by the ton mile, okay? Because you have to move so much ton of cargo to so much distance. So that is the ton and mile. What happens is that if certain countries are kind of boycotted for whatever reason by certain other countries, so ships owned by that countries, they cannot trade freely to.
Let's say Red Sea is blocked for big companies now.
Yeah. So it is not blocked. The companies are avoiding going to Red Sea. So naturally, if they are making a longer route through Cape of Good Hope, so ton mile increases. So the cargo which could have moved from say Middle East to say Europe in say 25 days, now it is taking maybe 45 days or so. So that vessel is overutilized for next 20 days or so. So the availability of the vessel goes down, and naturally the demand goes up.
Demand goes up.
Because that cargo needs to move. So more and more, so suppose there are so many ships. Suppose if you take in MR segment, there are n number of ships that are utilized to move the cargo from say Middle East to say Europe or America. But if the more and vessels get delayed, you require extra number of ships.
Number of ships, correct.
And if you require extra number of ships, then naturally the demand goes up, and then the owners, they will start asking for the higher freights.
In fact, I was watching one video recently where it was mentioned that the Musk Line has bought so many ships, they are able to counteract this Red Sea effect. I mean, their ships are going south of South Africa. They still have a lot of ships who can cater to the needs. But the problem is, what if Red Sea opens for Musk Line? What will happen to those ships? That is a challenge, right?
Correct, that is there, but I think these companies, they have done their study, and for ships will be utilized, and of course we'll be seeing that the more consolidation may happen as things progress in terms of the container segment. But it has happened in the past that when the market was lean, then people were talking about eco speed. They were trying to consolidate into the bigger ships so that the cost per ton is per unit is less. So this kind of consolidation, I mean, these bigger companies, they have much major appetite to hold on to the market or hold on to the lower market even for the longer run. So all that is there. So coming back to what fascinates me on the ship sale and purchase is that when somebody is deciding, you have to look into the world economy, number one. Number two, you have to look into your domestic economy. Number three is that you have to look into the cargo that either you are a trader or pure investor. If you are a trader, you know that, okay, this trade is going to be for say high for next couple of years, couple of months, or whatever it is. So from the S&P, if you are looking actually macro level to everything. Unless you have the macro view, unless you have the view of the next couple of years, it is very difficult that as a broker, you will be able to guide a ship owner, or as a ship owner, you will buy a ship which could be expensive. Because timing is very important in shipping. You have to time it properly so that the asset that you buy now, it earns well for you, and it doesn't devalue soon.
True.
Because we have seen when the market have crashed that the prices have gone up, and suddenly one day it has crashed.
True.
So the timing is very important.
Okay, Captain, next question. How do the tankers make money? Imagine a tanker loading in Saudi going to China for discharge the cargo, and now it's in ballast. So is she coming back to Saudi to load again empty? What do you think? How does
Yeah,
the
so what happens that if you look at the size of ships, the bigger the volume, the movement of the cargo is only from one side.
right?
So if you go for say Suezmax and up, or even Aframax, Suezmax, VLCCs, more likely chances are that the cargo will be from one side. You cannot get from the both side. The cost is calculated basis that okay, for 25 days the cargo is coming, and when it is coming on ballast, then possibly it will come in 20 days or 18 days. So the cost is calculated upon that in a full roundabout.
So cost is divided for 45 days.
Yeah, so it is like that.
So it's taken care of.
It is taken care of. But if you look at the smaller ships, say MR and all, so from one side you go to the port B. From port B, very close by, maybe 3 days, 4 days, or 5 days sailing, you can get a cargo to come back to say Middle East.
But in a VLCC or a bigger ship,
Ships,
it's very difficult to find the cargo around. And
same thing goes in the bulkers also. If you are going for the Capes and all,
that way containers are the best. They don't have to worry about
that way the containers are
just
the
a
best.
container, man. You can load whenever you want, wherever you want.
Yeah, but the movement of container also, the laden container is also in more or less. It happens that loaded container goes from point A to point B, like from say China to America, but reverse container movement is mostly empty.
Okay. What's the outlook of 2024 for dry bulk shipping market? Is it going to be better in 2025?
Dry bulk is still, as we talk, the dry bulk is facing a little stress than what it was year back.
Dry bulk means what kind of cargo are we
Dry
talking
bulk means, say, the bulk carriers who are moving the cargo in bulk, not in the containers.
Not in the containers, right?
Okay, so basically we're talking about say coal, iron ore, even the grains are there, or
Urea
any
or-
kind of urea is there. So any kind of dry cargo which takes in the bulk. It is not that parcel cargoes are there. So it is called dry bulk. There are other segment which has that in a ship you can have multiple kinds of cargoes. You can have the containers, at the same time you can have bagged cargoes. The pilots
Yeah,
is
general
there.
cargo ship.
They become general cargoes, or it is called multi-purpose MPP is there. So in that people normally put the decks and also twin decker, and also that you can put the more cargoes in the same space.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah,
Mr.
I'm
Ravi.
not captain.
Yeah, Mr. Ravi, sorry. Which all countries have the favorable laws for ship owners, and which countries are really strict? Let's say if somebody wants to buy a ship, which country they should think of buying the ship from?
So basically, we have seen that mostly for the cabotage trade, the companies they go for the national flag wherever they are present. So if it is a US cabotage trade, then the companies will register the flag in US. Maybe it is Indian cabotage trade, then you have to
Cabotage trade?
within the coastline for the
Okay, so just the coasting.
for the coast.
Let's say US company
within US
coasting.
Yeah, so it needs to be flagged. Similarly, within the east coast of India to west coast of India,
It's Indian flag.
It has to be Indian flag. The foreign flagged vessels are normally not allowed in the commodities trade. But in the international trade, what happens that since the Second World War, we have seen that the companies, they have started registering their ships in the offshore entities, which is perfectly governed by the regulations of IMO. So most of the, as of now, I can see that possibly majority of the companies owning the ships, they are all registered in offshore companies. Couple of them are say Liberia, Panama, Marshall Island. These are the prominent places where the ships are registered.
Right. In 2016, we've seen a lot of ships were laid up near Malaysia. What was the reason, and can this happen again?
Yeah, so sometime when the recession is there, so there is not enough cargo to for the ships, And there is certain cost to maintain the ships per day. Like if it is MR tanker, the minimum per day cost for running a ship is say around $5,000. Okay, and as a owner, you cannot run a ship if you are earning less than your operating cost.
Doesn't make sense.
And you don't see that okay, next 3 months or 4 months or 5 months the movement of cargo is going to increase. So it is better to put the vessels on layup. So once you put in layup, then the number of crew is brought down to very minimum, who will be just be doing the maintenance, regular maintenance. That is called warm layup. And in the Malaysia and all, we have seen the ships are being done in the cold layup also. So basically, it happens that everything is closed down, the main engine, everything is shut down, and for a couple of ships, there will be one watchman who will come and see, and then from next ship he goes to the next ship. So it is just completely shut down. Everything is shut down. So that's called cold layup. And there were places in Malaysia, Labuan and all, where the ships were put in the cold layup, properly done. And then when the economy started moving up, then all these ships were reactivated, because reactivation also takes some time to reactivate the ships. The reactivation happened, and a lot of the ships, they came back into the running fleet.
So the owners knew that it will come back. That's why they have not sold the ships.
Because the ships, they are not in the age that it can be demolished. And I mean, a few years back, we had seen that the ships as young as 15 years, they were being sold for demolition when the market was bad. But yes, when the vessels are young and still the owners see that, okay, it's fine, I can put the vessel on cold layup or warm layup, and maybe after a couple of months it can be reactivated. And that is one of the business decisions that the companies take.
Okay, Mr. Ravi, very interesting question. If I have to buy a ship, how do I go about it, and what all precautions do I have to take? Just, give a complete process of how does this work, like for you and for any of your ship owners.
So basically, in complete shipping business, buying and selling of ship is the easiest actually, with the minimum number of documents, and it is a very simple process.
Yeah, simple, just because you just need to have money to buy anything.
And the analogy, we can take it from buying property.
Yeah, something.
Yeah, very similar analogy is there. More or less a similar pattern is followed. Of course, both are of the different industry. So first of all, you have to make a projection that, okay, if I'm buying this asset or this kind of asset, what is my recovery time? What is my internal rate of return and all that? Okay, this is a good business that I'm doing. If I'm investing 20 million or 30 million, when I should be getting my money back. So that is the important consideration that has to be taken. And then if you're buying an asset, do you have cargo to run it, or you want to put it on third-party charter? So this is the important thing that you decided, okay, my cash flow analysis shows that, okay, I am positive in 5 years, I am positive in 6 years, or depending upon the kind of ship, kind of money that you are putting. And you feel that, okay, I have got good enough people who can take my ship for the short term on the voyage or on time charter. So I can go about and do that. So, and depending upon the money that I have, that, okay, I want to go for a 15-year-old ship, so I want to go for a 10-year-old ship, or I want to go for a 5-year-old ship. So once you identify that, okay, this is the kind of ship that I am going to buy, depending upon the charter. So you've done the complete market study. Then once you decide to buy a ship, normally the owners or the investors, they approach people like us who are have the good network of ship owners and shipbrokers, and will try to propose ships to you. Once you have identified 3-4 ships which is fitting your requirement, then we go for the inspection. So you inspect 1 vessel or 2 vessel or 3 vessel, and then, okay, this is the vessel that I like, and then the buyer make an offer to the owner that, okay, this is the vessel I like, and this is the price I want to pay, this is the place I want to take delivery, and so on. So then you give to the offer to the owner.
No, you are still very fast. Let me just come to the money part now. Okay. I have 1 million. I'm just saying, okay? $1 million.
Yeah.
Can I buy a ship?
With 1 million, no, nothing is available at 1 million.
So are there any financial institutions or the banks which give loan to buy ship?
Yes. So earlier people used to buy from their own. I'm talking about long back when the rich families, they used to buy the ships, and then we had the banks. We started giving loan. So if you look at 30 years back or 40 years back, 80%, 90% funding was coming from the banks. Now around 35% or 40% of the ships that are being purchased are from the
Banks.
funded by the banks. Okay, but most of the other things are coming from the private equities, fund houses who are now funding the ships. There are private equity funds have come out and they are funding the ships. If you have a good project and you can put money up to say 30-40%, because still you need to put money 30-40%.
So I have to put 30%, they put 70%.
70%,
It's like buying a
that is
house.
something. Yeah, it is same
Like
as
a
buying
bank,
house.
yeah, you're paying you for the house. Okay. I've heard, Ravi, there are some banks in Malta, they only give you money to buy scrap ships.
Yes, so there are specialized banks who give the loan for the buying of the demolition vessels. Basically, when your bank is giving for second-hand ships loan, then normally the repayment period is between say 7 years to 9 years or something like that. But if the bank is funding for the demolition ships, then the payback period is about 3 months time.
Oh, so that's like faster return.
It is a faster turnover is there.
Faster return.
So there are certain banks who are specializing that, okay, because the ship normally within 3 months, the ship will be completely demolished and the
They get the
buyer is
steal
able
money
to-
basically.
Yeah. So the buyer is able to repay the bank.
Interesting. Okay, how do you decide or how the market decide the price of a second-hand ship? Let's say one MR tanker, 10 years old, steel coils, everything is there, and steam coils. And how do you decide the cost of this vessel?
Okay, so basically it is purely dependent on the demand and supply of the ships. Okay, and it is quite in the public domain. There are data that, okay, what is going to be the volume of cargo in next 1 year or 2 year, which country is doing good.
Are there any websites?
Yeah, there are
which you can
there
recommend?
are
Yeah.
enough material that are publicly available, and there are specialized consultancy companies also who kind of give this kind of reports.
Okay.
So they give a good prediction that okay, US is doing well and this is the kind of growth, GDP growth they will have, or China will have so much of GDP growth, or Indian subcontinent and all. So you know that, okay, with this kind of growth in these countries, we are expected to have so much demand of coal, so much demand of ore, so much demand of so many things. So you more or less from the macro level, you know that what is going to be the demand that is generated in next 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, and so. And for movement of these, for fulfilling this demand, the cargo need to move from one country to another country. So you will fairly know that how many number of ships will be required to move this kind of cargo from one country to the other country. Then you can do the calculations based on that. Okay, there are say 6,000 ships or 5,000 similar ships of this age. Only 100 is there, or 150 is there, or only 50 is there, or there is nothing for that kind of segment. So you can fairly decide that, okay, there is going to be a good demand for this kind of ship.
No, my question is still
Yes.
not answered.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So if for moving the cargo, if there are less number of ships, so the demand becomes high.
Mm-hmm.
The demand is high and the supply of ship is less. Then the price starts increasing.
Okay, let's say if you forget about the ships, if you talk about a house, you know that, okay,
Anything.
this area,
Yes.
the costing of the purchase is going to be this much. So is there any standard of the ship price? Okay, the ship is 10 years old with these specifications. It should cost from, let's say, 10 million to 20 million or 10 million to 15 million. Are there any websites or are there any portals?
No, but there is nothing guiding on that. We have to go for the last 20 years data of that particular
Okay, so
ships.
last 20 years data.
Last 20 years or last 30 years data, they are available, and then you can see that in the peak of the market, what was the highest price, and the lowest, what was the price. That is, of course, by doing the adjustment with the number of years, little bit of adjustment. So that you can fairly come
So
with
basically, if somebody has money, he wants to buy a ship, he cannot just buy a ship himself. He has to come to you.
yeah, people like me who are into broking,
Yeah, correct.
who assist. So
Who knows how the market is moving
yes,
and
how the market is
what
moving.
should be the genuine price for a particular vessel. Yeah, correct. Okay. How does the pre-purchase inspection work?
So when you are buying the asset, you need to have a fair assessment of the ships. There are two things. Number one, that when the ship is flying well, if it is under a proper class, under a proper flag, we can expect that the vessel has been maintained in a decent way. Yeah, because the shipping is the most stringent industry, as we know, with so many compliances that the ship owner, the ship crew, they have to follow. So the condition we expect to be in a decent condition depending upon the age and all. So once you decide to buy a ship 10-year-old or 12-year-old or 18-year-old, then first thing is that, okay, you appoint a surveyor on behalf of the owner or the buyer, I mean to say, and they go and do the physical inspection of the ship to make sure that, okay, it is something that is as per the age. It has, main thing we see that, okay, everything is compliant as per the certificates. The owner has done fairly good job in maintaining the ship as per the age. It has not happened that it is poorly managed or the crew has not kept it well, maintenance has not been proper and all. So these are the things that some of the things that the surveyors go and see.
Also, I saw the IDWAL inspection, right? IDWAL, you call
Yes,
it?
yes, yes.
How credible are the IDWAL inspectors, or are they independent surveyors?
They are independent surveyors and they are doing, I say, a good job. But as a buyer, when you appoint an IDWAL surveyor, I will always suggest that do a bit of due diligence about the surveyor who is going.
Mm-hmm.
That this surveyor, does he has a good experience of that particular kind of ship,
yeah.
and is he going to do a justice for the inspection. So it is always good to ask for the CV of the surveyor and have a talk with the IDWAL that, okay, I'm fine with this surveyor, I want surveyor to be changed. So I mean, they have a good standard, they do, but still I believe that as a buyer you should be doing a due diligence on the surveyor.
You should better send your
That is there, but it is not
superintendent
always
and-
possible
yeah.
because IDWAL, they have the surveyors on their panel at most of the prominent ports. If you are sending somebody, then it becomes a problem that somebody needs to fly from one place to other place. There is timing will be a challenge, traveling will be a challenge, visa will be a challenge. So, and cost, above all, is the cost. Because since IDWAL has surveyors everywhere, it is very easy for them to send somebody closest to the port, and they are professional people doing their job.
But Mr. Ravi, let's say if the inspection is happening, the ship is in the port discharging or loading cargo. How can we inspect the underwater areas and the hull inspection? How does that work before buying? I mean, I don't know the condition of the hull, right?
Okay, so there are three types of inspection. Then one is called the inspection, pre-purchase inspection, where the surveyor is going on board and doing the inspection.
Exactly.
Whatever is visible going on board the ship. And then before that also there is something called inspection of the classification records that the surveyor can go online.
Same surveyor can
Same surveyor or somebody in the office can go and
online. It's online.
Online, it's online, and they can show that what is a critical, some maintenance, bigger maintenance has been done in the recent past, or there is some area which is requires repeat maintenance. So that is something that when we are doing the pre-purchase inspection, it is taken care of, or somebody goes and physically look that, okay, why this problem happened and why this problem is recurring. Okay. So in any case, if the pre-purchase surveyor is done, report is good, you have seen the online class record, it looks good, you go ahead and sign the MOA and all. So coming to the underwater inspection, it is not possible to do the underwater inspection every time. So there is a provision that just before the vessel comes for delivery and before the vessel tenders the NOR that, okay, I'm ready for delivery, the underwater inspection takes place at that point of time under the supervision of the class.
Okay.
So the class appointed by the owner is there, and he is the referee about the
The ship
condition
is
of-
at anchor, and then the surveyors they go and do the inspection.
Exactly. Because what happens that even if from point A to point B, there is a chance that the vessel may get grounded at some point
Makes
of time
sense,
or
makes
something. So it is always good to that, okay, just before taking delivery,
Before taking delivery, you check if the hull
everything is
intact.
there as per
yeah.
the class satisfaction.
So the class surveyor will be on board,
He will
and
be on
the
board.
inspector will be on board.
The diver.
Diver will be on board.
No, diver will be inside.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, on board means around,
Yeah,
and then
yes.
he
So-
will give the report. Okay, the hull is okay.
Yeah.
Then the class will make a certificate. Okay, everything is okay.
Correct.
If not okay,
Then the owner needs to make it correct as per the class satisfaction. So that can be done while the vessel is on water, or if the dry dock is required, then it needs to be put on dry dock. Or they can take an estimate from 2 shipyards or 3 shipyards that, okay, the cost is going to be $300,000 or 1 million or whatever it is, depending upon the damage. And the buyer and seller agree, and that price is deducted from the, that amount is deducted from the price, and the deal is done, and the buyer goes ahead and does his own repairs, again to the satisfaction of the class of the new owner.
okay, is it possible that during the hull inspection, the buyer realizes, oh, the condition of the ship is not really good, I don't want to buy?
No, that is not something that is under control of the buyer, because he has accepted the condition which was there when he inspected. Only thing is the hull. The hull, if it is to the satisfaction of the class, then he has to take the delivery of the ship.
No, but that's what I'm saying. If the class says no, this is
then seller has to rectify.
no, the buyer says I don't have time, I want to buy another ship, I will not.
No,
buy.
no, that is not possible.
Not he cannot do.
He cannot do.
Has he already deposited the?
He has already
initial?
deposited 10% or something.
Okay, so 10% is deposited
In the escrow
before
account.
the hull inspection.
Yes. So as soon as the deal is done, MOA is signed, KYC of both the owner and the buyer is done. There is a escrow agent who is appointed. The initial deposit is put on the escrow agent.
But I think these kind of cases will be very rare that the hull inspection goes wrong.
It
Generally,
can go wrong. There could
Generally,
be some,
it doesn't happen. Yeah.
there could be some damage on the propeller or something, and the buyer and seller on a purely professional ground, they come together and said, okay, this is the cost. I will give you the discount of this much, and they happens.
Okay. And after buying a ship, what is the actual takeover cost? Let's say the certification, the crew, and how does it work?
So normally, as soon as you sign the protocol of handing over and taking over, as soon as you sign, the ship becomes the buyer becomes the owner of the ship. So immediately he needs to inform the flag, inform the class, inform the radio licensing authorities and all. He has to inform the insurance and P&I, and from that the cost, buyer's cost starts. So that cost of the takeover cost is normally flying the crew to the delivery port, and the class surveyor comes and do the inspection, and the flag, the usual cost of the flag is there, whatever minimum cost is there. And then you have to change the name, funnel change and all that you can do, and then you can fix the, as soon as the flag and class says that, okay, now you can sell out the vessel, feel free to sell out the vessel.
How much would it be approximately?
Minimum, I have seen people selling out in say 4 days, 5 days.
And the cost is around $50,000 or?
So total cost that we have normally seen, including the crewing crews going there and taking over and all these things, is something around say anything from $50,000 to $75,000.
Okay, Mr. Ravi, now we are almost at the end of the podcast. I have very few questions left now. The most important one is, how can somebody join the Institute of Chartered Shipbroker, and what are the advantages of this?
So Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers is more than 100-year-old institute, and it got the charter about in 1900 and early 1900. So I think it is now 100 years of charter. Okay. And this is the institute which is giving which is arranging for the courses in all the commercial aspects of shipping. and they are conducting exams. So there are about 7 exams that the person who wants to get into the membership, he has to pass, and then he becomes the member of the institute. But if somebody he doesn't want to go for the full 7 subjects, then there are other courses available, like there is a foundation diploma where they need to appear in 2 subjects. So suppose he has a passion to go into the chartering, maybe say tanker chartering, so he can do one subject in introduction to shipping and one in tanker chartering. He has to clear both the subjects and he will get a foundation diploma in tanker chartering. Then after that, he can go for the advanced diploma, where again he has to pass 2 subjects. One is called shipping business, and suppose he wants to go into the say ship operation and management. So he takes the shipping business and ship operations and management. So once he passes both the subjects, he gets advanced diploma in ship operations and management. So if you look at it, you have already covered 4 subjects and you've got 2 qualifications, the foundation diploma and advanced diploma. Then you need to clear another 3 subjects, and then you will be qualified to become the member of Institute of Chartered Shipbrokers. Apart from that, now there are a lot of these courses called Understanding Shipping is coming, which is for the very beginners, people who are in the college or people who are from the banking, who see the shipping and trading activities they see and do every day, but they don't have an understanding of the shipping. That is why this online course has been is being offered by ICS various branches. It is a 3 months course online, mostly done online, and you will get a certificate after completing this course. But after that, you will have a very good understanding about the various facets of the shipping.
Okay, Ravi, my brother has done MICS.
Okay.
So are there any job opportunities for MICS people, or is it just the qualification on the paper?
MICS now there are companies who have started asking for MICS as one of the requirements. In Dubai also we are seeing companies they have started asking. But if even if the companies who are not asking for MICS, if you go there and say that okay, you are MICS, then companies do value your knowledge, because it is not first of all these exams are quite professionally conducted and it is very in-depth knowledge. So for passing the exam, you have to have a good knowledge about that particular subject. So once you have done the MICS, that means you have a reasonably good knowledge about the subject, and we are quite sure that you have done this, then you will be able to do justice to any job that you are going to do in the industry, and that's what most of the companies also know about. So certainly that increases your chance of getting the job.
Okay. And how much time does it take to do MICS?
So now the institute is offering 2 exams. One is done in November. The next one is done in May. So I have seen people who are passing all the 7 exams in one sitting. But you can take 2 subjects or 3 subjects in one sitting. So maybe 2 subjects, 3 subjects do in November, 2 subjects you do in May, and then again you can do next year. But the total time normally given to pass these 7 subjects is 5 years.
5 years, okay. I have done piloting. I have a valid master COC. If I do ICS, what will happen to my career? Is there any enhancement?
Yes. So
what can happen? Tell me.
So you have been master mariner. You are master mariner. You have sailed Kurt along. You are a pilot now. See, the idea with that, with doing the ICS, you get the macro level perspective how the shipping actually works.
Right.
The commercial aspects of the shipping. Why so many ships are coming? Why that size of ships are coming? I mean, as a pilot, you must be doing pilot for different type of ships. True. Okay, and you must be wondering, oh, why suddenly there VLCC is coming? Why there are 10 VLCCs coming after again? Correct. And then suddenly you will say, okay, why it is going down? Why this month only less number of VLCCs have come? So there are reasons for that. Once you get into the commercial shipping, you will really start understanding that, okay, what exactly is happening in the whole economy and how that is affecting the shipping and how that is actually affecting that particular port.
My question is still not answered.
Yeah.
What will happen to my career? Am I still going to be a pilot and watching, oh, now these ships are coming because I read it?
You can join any of the commercial shipping companies. Of course, there are a lot of companies. There are these master mariners or people coming from the engineering side also. They have been joining all aspects of the shipping companies, trading companies. I have seen master mariners becoming traders, oil traders. They have joined charterers. They have joined brokers.
So you're saying there is still a chance if
No,
I
not
do
there is still a
ICS?
chance. There is always a chance.
There is always a chance.
There is always a chance.
Interesting.
And people who have sailed for years together in the harsh weather, away from the family, they are the toughened people I can see. I have met, and they can do anything. That's what I believe. That only thing is that they need to decide that okay, this is what I need to do.
They need guidance and the mentorship.
Yes, and I have seen a lot of people getting into the startups now. The startup culture is there for many years, and now in this part of the world also we are seeing startups happening, and a lot of these master mariners, they are becoming successful. Couple of our friends, who have become quite
quite successful.
Quite successful, yes.
Okay, so the final guidance to our audience who are sailing on the ships, let's say second officer, third officer, chief officer, and some engineers. What do you suggest for them to shift ashore or take up a shore job? How can they do that?
Yeah, so you have to plan your career. I mean, currently you are sailing, you are enjoying, but you have to plan your career that, okay, 2 years down the line, 3 years down the line, you need to take a shore job. Okay, and once you need to take a shore job, what exactly you want to do? What is the passion? You want to be on the typical running the ship, being a superintendent or going to a technical management company, or you want to go into the commercial. If you want to go into the commercial, then you need to start planning, start doing the commercial courses, start learning about it, get in touch with the companies who are willing to take fresh people who are coming out of sailing. There is a lot of companies who help them groom for a couple of months, and then of course they take over as a prominent business leaders or head of the business or head of the companies. So this is initial couple of months guidance is required, and there are a lot of companies now see that they take the master mariners. The company that I was working in New Delhi, they were happy to take a lot of master mariners who used to come and join in broking or in other aspects of the shipping.
Okay, and also Mr. Ravi, one very important question I forgot to ask. You recently started your own venture, Arush Maritime. So why don't you tell me about Arush Maritime and what do you guys do here with Arush Maritime?
Yes, so last 25 years I have been doing this ship sale and purchase broking. If you look at the typical Middle East market, there are new players who are coming quite frequently, who into trading, into ship owning and all. And we wanted to place ourselves who can cater to the new breed of ship owners.
Right.
Who require hand-holding, who require how to go about funding the ship, how to go about finding the technical manager, lawyers, and if need be, how to run the ships. So we have created this whole setup where we are guiding our clients in terms of buying and selling of ships, which still happens to be the majority of our business. Then we help them into the chartering. We have plans to run our own commercial management if the investor or the owner says that, see, you guys can run the ship. And then we are also guiding on the financial, technical, and legal matters to our clients. Mm-hmm. So basically what we have created in Arush Maritime, this is one-point shop where as a ship owner or as an investor or as a trader, you want to go into the ship owning, this is where we are there to guide you. We are there to do the complete hand-holding as a friend, as a consultant, as a broker.
Okay. I wish you all the best with Arush Maritime. And very important thing, I have a short quiz for you. Let's.
I hope that is not too tough.
No, it's not. Okay, so I'll start with the questions. Okay, what is the term of a ship's market value?
It is called the market price of that particular ship. That what is the going value of the ship.
Which agreement governs the condition of sale?
The same Norwegian sale form.
Memorandum of agreement?
Yeah, it is called MOA, and the form is called Norwegian sale form.
Okay, what type of charter involves leasing the vessel with crew?
It's called time charter.
Yes. What is the name of the classification society responsible for ship surveys?
It's called class. So it could be any of those 10, 11 IX classes, or there are a couple of them which
What
are
term is
non-IX.
used for the ship's underwater part of a ship's structure inspected during surveys?
Hull.
All right, Mr. Ravi.
Thanks
It was
a lot.
great meeting you, and I wish you all the best with Arush Maritime.
Thanks a lot, Captain. It was
And,
really pleasure.
Okay, guys, so today we met Mr. Ravi Shankar. He is the vice chairman of ICS and he runs his own ship purchase and sale company, Arush Maritime. And guys, this is just a platform to give you knowledge about what is happening in the shipping world and how you can utilize this knowledge to either, gain experience from it or maybe think of a better future for yourself. So I wish you all the best and we meet again port to port always. Thank you.